I said I didn't want to do another video about anti-cheat, but I have learned a lot more since my first video on the subject, and I wanted to share my thoughts on this and basically close off this chapter. So my position is this: I will no longer buy games that only run on Windows due to intrusive anti-cheat. If you share this position and want to find out how I got to this conclusion as a Linux gamer, then consider watching to the end. It really helps. As the awesome community here at Linux Gamer Life will know, I recently switched from Windows to Linux. I was a massive Apex Legends fan when on Windows. They banned Linux from being able to play their game. When I found this out, I was not impressed. And I did a rant video that attracted a bunch of you to the channel, so thank you so much for sticking around. I love seeing you all in the comments. Anyway, let's start with what I've learned. There are two main types of anti-cheat that I will talk about, and I'm going to call them normal anti-cheat, which runs on both Windows and Linux, and kernel level anti-cheat, which is a Windows thing. For normal anti-cheat, I'll use the analogy around app permissions. Think of it like when you install a phone app and it asks for permission to use your microphone or your camera. It can only work inside the boundaries that you allow. A normal anti-cheat runs at the same level as your game. So it can see programs running beside it, it can scan the game's memory for odd changes and block known cheats. But just like an app with limited permissions, it can't see everything. If a cheat hides deeper within your system, it might slip past normal anti-cheat. Now, for kernel level anti-cheat, think admin permissions. Now imagine giving that same app full admin control of your phone or PC. Suddenly it can do way more. It can change things, it can monitor all activity, and it can even install its own drivers. That's how kernel level anti-cheat works. Because it runs at the system's deepest level, it can spot cheats even if they try to hide where normal programs can't reach. But this level of administrative access comes with risk. If the anti-cheat has a bug or a vulnerability, that means it can be misused. It can affect your whole system, your privacy, your files, not just the game. Linux only uses user-level anti-cheat because its community will not have it any other way. Kernel-level anti-cheats are closed source, run with total system control, and can easily cause crashes or security risk, which completely clashes with the Linux open source philosophy. By keeping anti-cheat at the user level, similar to giving an app regular permissions instead of full admin rights, Linux avoids the dangers of letting third-party software hook into the deepest part of the system. So this is why some big gaming studios ban Linux, especially when their games run through Proton. Since anti-cheat on Linux can only work at the user level, studios cannot install their intrusive kernel level tools to control the system at an administrative layer. Without that deep access, common cheats will slip through. So the easier option is to block Linux players altogether. And as I said in my response to viewer HRF Dude, it's not about Linux having more cheats than Windows, it's more about how you need less to be able to cheat if the studio allows Linux as an option. Anti-cheat just does not cut it in user space. It has to be kernel level to be able to reduce the number of cheaters like it does, especially on a game like PUBG that has 600,000 players. Yes, they still have cheating due to things like DMA, but it would be so much worse without kernel level anti-cheat. Now, I'm not a supporter of kernel level anti-cheat, and hopefully I've covered that by saying that I'm not going to buy their shit anymore. I'm not putting up with it. And I really stand by this, I really do. I understand now, and it really does suck. So if this pisses you off and is not aligned with your thinking, then the channel might not be for you, but understand this, I am with you. I do think it's shitty and I do think it needs to change. And I hope it does one day, and maybe then I'll do another anti-cheat video. I do still think that AI detection is the future, and software like Guardian TrueSight might indeed be the future. But until then, as already mentioned, I have decided to just move on and not buy games that require kernel level anti-cheat. It's just not worth it. If you have made it this far, you are awesome and I thank you. Feel free to comment or just leave an emoji for the sake of engagement. It means a lot to me. Thanks for watching. You guys take care and I'll catch you in the next one.